one of the main things about what you learn as a Neothink person is creating values. You play your way to riches. Become a business titan. I just want to go back briefly and talk about play your way to riches. Now, Larry is a perfect example of somebody that's doing that to me, because he loves writing and he's involved with movie making and movie producing, and he's taking some of the literature and creating a movie screenplay out of that. And I'm sure he loves that. He's not doing something that's drudgery for him, or he's not doing something that's uncomfortable for him. It's like downstream. You know, you get in a canoe and paddle downstream, it just takes you, right? But there's upstream where it's difficult and you have to struggle and it's hard, and that's what most people do for a living. But if you can find something that is your passion, and we'll talk about that a little bit, but I just wanted to point out that's what that means, you know, play your way to riches. Find something that you love. You also gain fitness and sex appeal. That's part of the complete Neothink mentality. Finding a sexy love partner, someone that you know, I know it makes everyone smile, and it's a little awkward for me to say that, but that's really what almost everybody, I think, universally wants to have. You know, it doesn't hurt anybody's feelings to have somebody like that. So you take the next evolution in the use of the brain. If you go back and a lot of it was highlighted by a professor at Princeton University, Julian Jaynes, that he had a pretty strong idea about what he called the bicameral brain, where animals, about 2,000 or 3,000 years ago, we all had kind of a limited thinking in our brain. We were more like an animal. We were very limited in how we would react. We were surviving in nature, and we just reacted to things as they came. And then 2,000 or 3,000 years ago, man started becoming more conscious. You can see it in the literature, like the difference, I don't know if you're familiar with the Iliad and the Odyssey, the difference between how man was not aware of himself in his writings. He didn't talk about the past, present, or future. He didn't talk about himself in any sense. And he just reacted to things that happened to him. I need food, I'm hungry, you know, and we still sometimes today have remnants of that. But consciousness was the first major breakthrough, because then man understood his relationship to the world around him. He could see himself in the past and in the future, and it was a different revolutionary thinking. Well, and the Neothink mentality is the next step in that evolution, and because there hasn't been no other sort of revolution or evolution like that. Not that I'm aware of. Discover the happy child buried within you and tap into your childlike love of life. And I don't know if you can guess who that is, but that's me. And you know what? I bet every person in this room has a similar picture to this. They can remember their childhood and that happiness, right? That love of life that you have. And that's what this is about, is trying to tap into that and rekindle that and live your life. Meet with and congregate with other like-minded people for personal and business advantages. I know Larry's been involved with a group that's down in the Puyallup area. They're similar to what I'm trying to build here in the Seattle area. They're growing, they're like-minded, it's a society, right? It's a new society based on these principles and what we're learning. Live a happy, healthy life. Neothink nullifies dishonesties, irrationalities, and criminalities in all forms while unfolding a business, science, art, civilization here on Earth. And that's really what one of the main goals of the Neothink Society is to, you know, I think everybody can agree that if you look outside in society today, in one way or the other, it doesn't matter whether it's Democratic or Republican, there's stuff that's just irrational, it's dishonest, it's criminal. And that's what we're trying to work on. Neothink is about puzzle building. Neothink, the mentality and the process is building puzzles piece by piece, right? You can't do it by the standard use of the brain, by just the thought by thought. You go through life, you go to work, you come home, you eat. You can't really attain real wealth and real happiness by that approach. You can create vast new areas of knowledge, because when you build a puzzle piece, then you can build another one, and then another one on top of that, and they're interconnected. And that puzzle building can create just incredible new knowledge. And some of the literature that we have has those incredible knowledge breakthroughs. You snap together this new knowledge as building pieces of a puzzle. You start to see the puzzles form. You can use that mentality to start today to look at things and see projects and see the puzzles and come together by building puzzle pieces.